Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city, and we're coming to you today from the Vandalia Division of Fire. Well, here in Vandalia and the rest of the region, we're all gearing up for the start of a school year that could start at home. As we're about to find out, there's a lot of work being done right now to keep those kids safe in their homes. The past several months have been hectic, to say the least, for those in the Vandalia Division of Fire who've been dealing with a pandemic while trying hard to continue with important outreach programs. Here in August, the focus is shifting to children who may very likely begin the school year at home. That likelihood has Fire Marshal Jason Eckert working hard to make sure those kids are armed with home safety information.
You have children that are even as young as 9, 10, 11 years old are at home alone or at home with a brother or sister because both parents are working or that schedule, where they would have been in school isn't there. So Vandalia has been doing something with the fire department and the rec center for many years. So we were sort of prepared for this. We have a program put together called Home Alone, and we offer that program with the rec center multiple times throughout the year. Obviously, we're challenged by the fact that we can't get those 30 or so kids that we used to get in one room at the senior center. We don't have that ability right now, but we're doing a lot with virtual media, social media, online, and so we're trying to expand our programs here coming up in the near future to be able to have parents and kids be able to get online.
So as we near the beginning of the school year, Eckert finds himself thinking creatively on how to get important information out there to a population that has very little experience at being home.
Currently, our focus is on those children that are for the first time home alone. And we know that statistically, injuries and fires are going to be the most dangerous, the most fatal in the home, in the setting. And I think for us, early on, we had a fire when all this began, and within the first week of the schools actually going home at the end of last year, we had a fire right away, and there was a student at home, and the smoke alarm woke them up, and they were actually able to evacuate the house. And they were home alone, and that smoke alarm woke them up and got them out of the house. And that turned out to be a real fire. So making sure that they're working smoke alarms, making sure that children who might be cooking are aware of the hazards related to a toaster or a microwave, or even if they're going to use the stove, those types of things, and getting that education out there so that they know what to do.
Adding another degree of difficulty to the outreach program is the fact that the intended audience has a notoriously short attention span.
That's what we've done with social media, and the fire chief's done a lot with the social media over the last few months, is trying to break those up into little segments because it's too much information even now to absorb all at once. But just little reminders that you can do. Something as simple as writing your cell phone down on the chalkboard or the dry erase board at home so that your kids know what number to call, or that they have a phone with no landline in the house anymore and things like that, that they could actually call 911 if they need to.
Eckert says you can expect other creative outreach efforts as we go through this unprecedented crisis.
I would like to see us, if we're able to make this happen, I would like to see us go to a place where we start, even something as small as putting a cookbook list together, and we start doing some basic in-home cooking techniques for kids, and we start doing some programs like that, and we do short videos online where we just do basic safety tips, and they can watch it. We want it to be under a few minutes because we want people to be able to watch it, and then get that social media message out there so that people can see that.
And even though those efforts are all geared toward children, Eckert says they are much more effective when kids and their parents watch them together.
We've always looked for a way to connect more with people. And fire safety isn't as exciting or as much of an experience that you typically see with an online experience or online videos that you watch. There's a lot of exciting content available right now in social media with everything going on in our world. And we would love for people to take a step back and maybe turn to the fire department for some social media insight and be able to have an experience with that too. So that's what we're hoping to create over the next few months, is some additional exciting content, social media that you can share with your children, and it's a family experience.
The Division of Fire is also working with school officials to prepare them for the day kids re-enter their buildings.
It started again with daycares and restaurants and the openings of those and trying to meet all the requirements. And now we're doing the same with the school system. So as far as them traveling back into those buildings, we're working to make sure that those buildings are set up in a way that it's safe, but we're also making sure that before they purchase those items, we help them get in line with what is code compliant. Because finding a fire rated curtain or a fire rated shower curtain is not something that, a lot of times you just wake up in the morning and do an internet search and you find what you're looking for. So we're trying to get people in connection with those types of resources so that they can do it the right way.
It's also important for businesses operating in a COVID-19 world to understand the best practices in safely reopening. That's why the Division of Fire is working to serve as a resource for commercial properties.
The schools have called us, when we're having those conversations, but the businesses that have not called, they're trying to put something together. They're not trying to do anything wrong. They're just trying to do like you said, the best quick fix that they can do to continue to operate and be open within those regulations. So everything we can do to help, whether that might be something plexiglass or some sort of Lexan, everybody's using that material. We just want to line them up with the right types of material.
So whether it's getting your kids ready to start the school year from home or making sure your business is safe in a COVID-19 world, the big takeaway from today is we want you to use the Division of Fire as a resource. That's what they're here for. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.